By the way, I want to warn Bravo. Listen to this podcast. When you throw this next year, I am truly concerned for the safety of panelists.
Right.
It seemed like you guys, you dropped the ball on safety.
This guy could have been fucking Sirhan. Sirhan, we talked about
Nick was doing warm-up work on a panel.
Oh, man, what a time.
He's back, everybody. Like Owen Wilson.
Wow.
What's the reference?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Behind enemy lines?
Behind enemy lines.
Why didn't we know that? That's on us. That one's got to be on us.
You know when he's running away and there are 700 tanks, 15 snipers, and heavy artillery additional getting hurled at him, and all of it doesn't hit him, and then he gets back.
Right, because
Not
I think that
behind-
was
in front of-
Bosnia. He was an American pilot.
Yeah.
That was one of
Gene
those
Hackman.
impulse, I'm going to watch this movie on demand.
It's a fun
impulses.
movie.
Then I went down an Owen Wilson wormhole.
Wow.
There was another movie where his family was visiting like Thailand or something like that, and the government...
They bought a zoo, yeah.
No. They changed
damn.
regimes, and then before you know it, now him and his family need to get the hell out of there because he was trying to work with the old government in order to like change the water system, so he had a hit on him by the new regime. Anyway, I was reading the reviews, and it kept talking about how racist a movie it was.
Okay, so Nick is back from BravoCon.
I actually saw it in theaters in high school, and I remember it quite fondly as well.
Behind enemy lines?
Yeah.
So Nick's back from BravoCon. Okay.
Oh, and Owen Wilson has a kid he doesn't acknowledge, so I lost a lot of respect for him. He's kind of a creep. So
Oh,
Wow.
you know?
really?
Yeah.
How do you
Okay.
know that is?
It's a pretty... his publicist keeps it out of the papes, but people know about it. If you did a quick Google, you could find it.
So
I don't want to lose any listeners for deadbeat dads. I don't know how many we have out there. For you, I know your own story. It's your own journey, and I will not judge. But I do watch a lot of TV, and when there are reality TV guys, there's one that is with Sheena Shea on Vanderpump Rules. Her new baby daddy has a baby in Australia he hasn't seen in 4 years, and I'm like, I hate that guy.
yeah.
You got to stop watching shows we're not monetizing.
You have
Okay.
to.
I mean, just for your sanity. You're watching Vanderpump on top of the shit we do.
Yeah.
And Vanderpump is ass.
It is, but it's going to be a good new season, though. Because
Going back to the basics.
Tom and Katie got a divorce, and he's banging Raquel, a cocktail waitress.
Oh,
at
great,
Vanderpump.
great.
Yeah, so it should be pretty good.
Okay,
season.
so this is another podcast show. It's a show where we gab and goof about really whatever is the top of mind. I'm Dylan, saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
Pat produces the podcast over there behind my
Great to be
glasses.
here.
Okay, so Nick is, much like Owen Wilson, back from BravoCon. He is no longer behind enemy lines. He is now in front of them. He is back in the Pat Cave. And how was it?
One of the most fun weekends I've ever had.
Yeah.
Really, just by yourself. I don't know how you did it, man.
Because you know me and my passion for mischief.
Yeah.
And it was full of it. So I really enjoyed myself.
Hey, while you're gathering your notes, can I talk about what's been on the internet about BravoCon? A lot of people pissed that they oversold tickets.
Firefest.
They didn't have it coordinated well enough. I guess talent was pissed too. They didn't do a great job organizing.
Dude, I've heard people go, who threw this? Job Rule?
Really? You heard that?
I
I heard people go, who threw this? Ja Rule?
And then they were like, I've been bamboozled, hoodwinked.
You've been shammed. You've been done wrong.
Scallywagged.
Yeah.
That was it.
I heard there were people poking their heads out of the windows at BravoCon going, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Really?
So that was a great place to start because I didn't know where because it was a wide ranging weekend, and I want to give my thoughts on because I'm in you know my affinity.
You're in the weeds
in Facebook groups and the Reddits.
Are you Whispering Elites?
I'm in Whispering Elites. It doesn't really come up on my feed anymore. I haven't seen it for a while.
I'm so surprised you haven't gotten kicked out of that group yet.
He doesn't engage probably.
Okay,
yeah.
He's learned his lessons. My entire Facebook feed this weekend was all BravoCon. You'd think that that's all I care about. It was everybody that follows me. I follow all the groups. Everything was just BravoCon. I felt like I was there.
Yeah.
And you guys might be.
You weren't.
I was not.
Nick was.
We're gonna go there next year. I'm gonna talk to Bravo, have us do a panel there.
But the people's perceptions of it, the Firefest accusations, is a great place to start because I want to give my thoughts on that.
They were handing out ham sandwiches for lunch.
Was
no?
Ja Rule there?
No, Ja Rule put on Firefest.
Yeah, no.
And he handed out ham
Well, yeah,
sandwiches?
they're exclusive lunches and 3-star, 5-star meals.
It was prison. It was prison picnic. Yeah.
No ham sandwiches for
Any
free.
pigs swimming around in the ocean?
With hot models.
We'll stop the bit now.
Yes, they did have pigs swimming around in the ocean with. I haven't seen the Fire Festival movies.
Okay.
Because I didn't give a fuck. I
Right,
thought I
right,
really
right.
understood
they're wonderful.
it.
They're wonderful.
I know you like both of them because one did the business and one did the creepy guy. But
Yep.
I
Right.
just that's one of those things. I hear about it. I'm like, I get it.
It's like Hot D.
That one I have no really idea what's
Right.
happening, except Pat said it's filled with pedophiles, which we may talk about later in the evening.
Yeah.
But I don't feel there were definitely a large portion of people who felt that way. But honestly, I feel like those people are super fucking entitled. There were 3 tiers of tickets. There was general admission, which is like $450 for 3 days. VIP, which is like $1,000 for 3 days. And then SVIP, $2,000 for 3 days. Or maybe even $1,900. It might have been $1,900 today, honestly, for the SVIP.
Okay, and you got an SVIP for $100.
Essentially.
But we'll get there.
But the people who really got screwed out, I feel like, were the VIPs.
Right.
That middle tier who thought they were paying for an upgrade, that got oversold, so they were basically in the same boat.
There was
as
general
the
admission.
Yeah.
So those people definitely have a gripe. If you're general admission and you're complaining, never go to Disneyland. Never go to anything.
Gotta
where
wait in line.
You think you're the only fucking person who wants a picture with Jen Shaw? There's a lot of other cheapos.
She's going to prison soon, and you only paid $400. So, yeah, a lot of people want that picture.
And did you hear that she got like a drink thrown on her? See, that was kind of over my head because I don't know what's going on with Jen Shaw. But
Wasn't over her head.
in the lobby of BravoCon, someone threw a drink on her. That was one of the
Really?
big controversies.
Well, she should have multiple drinks thrown at her. She should be marched through the streets of King's Landing, much like Cersei, because she was defrauding.
Shame.
She was defrauding. She was defrauding the elderly. It's disgusting.
and some people are probably going to roast me. I may have the names wrong, but there was a big housewives hullabaloo that I didn't understand.
I could probably explain it to you.
where someone got a drink thrown on them in the
That
lobby of
was Joe-
BravoCon. So you did hear it.
Yeah, that was Joe.
Joe Gorga.
Yeah. So, and that was by his sister-in-law because he was talking shit about her on a panel. And so she came around and threw that. It's all, I bet they're hoping that this is included in their season because they're thinking they're making up all this drama.
They probably plan it.
It's so funny. One of the things that I was planning on talking about on APS tonight is, and I'll talk about it later, but
Joe Gorga.
well, we're trying to get into The Sopranos. I've tried to tackle The Sopranos numerous times. It's too Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to cast a broad brush or anything like that, but it doesn't jive well with me.
Do you like Goodfellas?
Yeah, I like Goodfellas, but I like The Godfather more because it's not so, hey, what are you doing? You know, it's
Yeah.
like, would you people calm down? It's just tomato sauce. Go ahead.
Fafa Napoli. Learned that from Joey from Friends. But so
It's a beautiful culture.
VIPs have a gripe, general admission. I think they're entitled and stupid, and you got to upgrade if you don't want to wait in lines. The problems they did have, not enough bathrooms for this giant convention center. Oh, and here's a little thing.
Women.
The women's bathroom were women's bathrooms. The men's bathroom were men's and women's bathrooms.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
But if you're a guy, you can obviously just go up and walk to a urinal.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
The problem is
What happens if you have to take a shit like Nick 14 times a day?
Wow.
you got to wait in line, make friends, and then embarrass yourself right at the end. And then
Right.
you're in there way too long. But then you're in there so long, none of the people you went in there with are
They're
there
gone.
anymore.
Yeah.
And then you just run out of there super fast with your staff t-shirt, and then you blend in with the rest of the staff.
100%.
Oh, by the way, if you do have general admission, the way you skip all those lines is to go up to a guy who looks like he doesn't really give a fuck about his job and be like, hey, I'll give you $100 for that.
Wow.
And he will immediately Be like, yo, what's your number?
Right.
Meet me out back
Right.
when this is over tonight.
Now, do you think he just called it a day? Because now he no longer has his staff attire.
No, this is about 5 p.m. So I didn't get in till I flew in at 2:20. The conference is over at 6. You got to be out of there by 7.
Cancel flights?
No, everything went smooth as
Wow.
It's
shit.
the fall. It's not the holidays. We're
That's
past
crazy.
the summer rush.
Yeah, it went really smooth flight wise. But
Way to go, JetBlue.
we waited till 7. This was about 5 o'clock. I got there like 3:40. Just caught the end of a little bit of a below deck panel, and then we waited till 7. Met him out back. Got his digits down. Saved it as inside man. I said because I was thinking about possibly getting a cameraman.
You could have saved it as Clive Owen, but that would have been very, very confusing.
Yeah. I would have been.
I have Clive Owen's phone number.
I love Inside Man. I definitely would have understood what that meant.
Right. Spike Lee joint.
Which blew my mind.
Yeah.
What's the
it's
one about cigarettes? It was called The Insider with Al Pacino and Cameron Crowe. Not Cameron Crowe. Anyway.
I haven't seen. I wasn't saying it shocked me that it was a good movie and it was Spike Lee. It just seemed like a departure from his other films.
100%. I agree.
So then I told him, I might like if you have any friends, I might like be willing to buy another one. And then the next day, all day, he's trying to make the sale. He's like, "Yo, your friend coming? I got another shirt. I got another shirt."
Right.
And I was like, "I think I'm gonna go it alone."
You got the yick.
It just made it easier to move. I would have loved some shots from a distance though. That always makes it funnier.
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
see
yeah.
you doing mischief.
The GoPro is a beautiful camera, though. You can achieve a lot of really good stuff with that.
So once I got the T-shirt, day 2, it was on. I had my GoPro. And
by the way, don't they fill you out like for any equipment that you're bringing into this place? How'd you get a GoPro in there?
And I think this is a lesson for all conventions.
And Assassin. Oh, okay. Got it.
The only time when you get... yeah. Oh, God. This is like a...
If you wanted to kill Lisa Rinna, let's say, all you
coulda
would have had
happened.
to do is walk in, pay a guy $100, you're in.
You're in.
No, basically...
Said he called her a skank.
No, I said that to Kathy Hilton. We were amongst friends.
Okay.
The conga line was the theme of the
Dude,
conference.
loser of BravoCon, Lisa Rinna got the shit kicked out of her at
I heard she got
BravoCon.
booed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people were doing conga lines everywhere because that's what everybody said set
It's a
Kathy
show of support,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, so conga lines were a show of Kathy Hilton support.
Can
It was
I
a
really
beautiful
quickly tell an anecdote that I feel like will set up your
thing. Day 2?
your day 2? I hesitated to reset because that cough was so loud, but I think it's all good. I get a FaceTime from Nick in the AM. It is him at the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel.
Oh, boy.
He's got me on FaceTime, GoPro in the other hand, and he goes, "Dude, this is crazy. I can go anywhere."
Get where I am. They don't even know. I have an earpiece.
He goes on stage in front of hundreds of people and goes, "Are you guys ready for the Real Housewives of Atlanta?"
You guys ready for the housewives? Let's get up!
I haven't seen this
And
footage yet.
everyone just starts screaming. And I am like,
Nick,
I did crowd warm up.
you did now, does anybody walk over to you at any point and say, "Who are you"?
No, because like
well, at one point, yeah.
I definitely was turning because there were like 3 different levels of security. There were like actual hired security guards, like earpieces, probably a piece on them. Honestly, they were few and far between.
Piece or a K-bar.
Then there's hundreds of these people in these BravoCon staff 2022 t-shirts, and they're all over the place. And I knew someone. I worked at the college football stadium at when I was in college at University of Minnesota, and there were workers that were students who like we did like guest service and stuff, but then there was CSC, which was a third-party security company, and they were all over the place.
Right.
And these people were third-party hired out, didn't have any passion for the stadium, the game, anything, and uniform. And I knew that's what this guy was and why it'd be so easy. I was like, at least if I at least give him a day rate, he doesn't give a fuck.
It's like that famous meme of that guy checking people as they go into
Half
the
a day,
stadium. He's just kind of like going like this to their bodies. He's like not even touching them. He's just going next. These are the people who are keeping us safe. That's why Bane was able to get in and blow up that stadium.
Exactly.
You took a big breath. Oh, he can't pass up a Bane.
boy has a wonderful life.
No, that wasn't good.
What did he say?
Hello about that.
Yeah. Get in. Get down there.
Yeah.
Do you guys like football?
That boy truly has a beautiful voice.
No, that was Morgan Freeman.
No, that's
All right,
vague.
go ahead. Keep going.
Hey, Nick, by the way, I want to warn Bravo, listen to this podcast. When you throw this next year, I am truly concerned for the safety of panelists.
Right.
It seemed like you guys, you dropped the ball on safety.
This guy could have been fucking Sirhan. Sirhan, we talked about
Nick
it.
was doing warm-up work on a panel.
Oh man, what a time! That was like probably the most excited I was, especially how hard you were laughing.
Oh my god!
I FaceTime. I'm upset because I do have me on stage. I have all the footage, but I'm filming the crowd. I was showing Dylan that I was on stage, but then when I said, "You guys ready for Housewives of Atlanta?" I did this with a thing, so you didn't really. You hear him whoop and holler. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, they were whooping and they were hollering.
Did the ladies of Atlanta come out when you were prompted?
No,
when you prompted that?
It was there was still time, but
and introducing.
I forget their names.
Portia's like taking a shit. She's like, "Oh shit, I think they're calling us."
And next up, Kendra, I think.
You're actually breaking my heart. So I just wanted to quickly, you wrapped up how I got in. Any conference, the only time the security is tight is that first line day one, which was people were waiting in for probably 2.5 hours before doors even opened. Giant queue. Estimated 20,000 BravoCon attendees. 35. Okay, wow. Maybe that was like one day at a time or something.
What a fucking sad country we're living in.
I love it, actually. It's a distraction. It's
love it? You would go stand in line for 2 hours to get into BravoCon?
Are you fucking
well,
kidding
that's
me?
what I'm talking
He would have
about.
paid for SVIP. He's no idiot.
I'm happy that people will show up to this and enjoy it.
I see. I actually saw this very specific debate in the message boards. People were like making fun of the pathetic losers who were mad and upset that they went. But then there's other people like, we know it's retarded. We're just going out to hang out with like-minded people and hang out and enjoy some trashy television.
Get your picture with hot.
Won't stop bitching.
Get your picture with hot Captain Jason.
Yes.
That will be your fucking profile picture for 2023.
Or if you want to, kill him.
No, unfortunately, no. It doesn't give you the right to sexually assault Captain Jason, which I believe happened ad nauseum.
He loved
it. Yeah. So getting in, past that first day.
Don't touch me there.
Then the doors are there. They assume you've been in, especially if you come in the second half of the day. People are trickling out, you know. At that point, things are dying down. You can slip right in undetected.
Right.
But then I was going to say you were making me sad because, so I had a ball day 2. I was really using the T-shirt. I was actually being somewhat of a Robin Hood. At times I would take people from the back of lines and be like, you wanna skip all this?
Right.
Let's go up front. And I take them up front. One group of 3 housewives from Cincinnati who were getting a little too flirty for my liking. They pooled their money together and gave me $50 and started buying me drinks. And the drink lines were 40 minutes long. And they're like, you just move us up front. And that was the one I was actually scared of because, to move, why can a security guard move anyone in front of this line? I did. They got drinks, no line.
Have you ever been to a club in L.A.? No, it makes complete sense. You always have security guards trying to hook up all the hotties, you know?
That makes sense, I guess.
Did you have intercourse with anybody?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. I think he's lying.
So, I was having a blast, being Robin Hood, getting free drinks. $50, which was unexpected, a little recoup of the cost.
Robin Hood, notorious line cutter and profiteur.
That's good point.
Is profiteur a word? I'm not sure. Go ahead.
And then profiteer. War profiteer. But the guy in Inside Man. The old guy, he was a war profiteer.
Yeah,
he was the Holocaust.
He was a Nazi. Yeah,
a Holocaust profiteer.
Right.
But when there's blood on the street, there's money to be made. That's what Jodie Foster told us.
100%.
I love that movie.
Yeah, great movie.
So those are basically and then one of the problems of wearing the security guard T-shirt, because of the Fyre Fest aspect of it.
A lot of FAQs.
Yeah, I was getting come up, but then
Where's the bathroom, sir?
it was more like,
what is going on?
where
Why
is
it like this?
Getting really specific. Where's Phaedra? Where's this? Where's feeling Giovanni stage?
I heard there were a lot of Karens there, and that doesn't come from me. That came from the big white whale herself, Heather McDonald. She characterized half of the people there as Karens.
Takes one to know one.
People that will complain about the event, buying general admission tickets and being pretty pissed that
She's a professional Karen, as are we. I'm not throwing stones.
Oh,
there were
no,
a ton of Karens there, and a lot of people wanted to get in the line to take pictures. I sent you that one picture, which was probably my favorite, the video, where I'm wearing the shirt, and there's a big ruckus.
Oh, yeah. Well, people skipping the line. What was that? Hubba.
We were literally talking about it last week on APS, where I admired the courage of East Coasters to call people out in Nick's video. And check out our social media because it's up, or it will be up. But this woman is like, she fucking cut. And then the girl turns back and she's like, yeah, fucking look at me. Keep fucking looking at me. And it's like, the woman... I love that.
It was incredible, but I still don't even know who it was. I didn't want to stick around. They were getting so heated, but yeah, they all turned to me and I was like, "What's the problem, ladies? Let me know." And they all just like pointed and showered. It was comedic the way they all like pointed immediately. And then I just told them I was gonna quit because I was sick of this. But one thing I did when I was asked a lot of questions was just be like, "I don't even work here. Bought this guy off bought this from a guy for $100 last night,"
right.
which I definitely think was part of the reason on Sunday
Yeah.
I get red flag.
I was just going to say, you flew a little too close to the sun.
You got to Sunday, though. That's what I was shocked about all this. Did you ever think of just going in there like dressed as a regular person and just take it all in?
No, because
What a dumb idea that is.
Do you
Pat.
think I went as a fan who wanted to just take in BravoCon? I
No.
went to make a vlog about me sneaking in and hopefully getting kicked out. So much so that the video I was sending of like what I hope to happen was a clip of Nathan For You when he set up a Santa display in the middle of July,
Yep.
and they, without permission, and they get kicked out, and he's hustling out with a giant candy cane under his arm.
Yeah.
That's exactly the vision I wanted, and
Right.
it happened almost to a T,
Right.
minus the candy cane.
Yeah, and the Santa Claus who's not registered to have children sitting on his lap.
Yeah, so I'm talking to a group of people. Like I said, I was getting really willy-nilly with it, but I wanted to get kicked out, just not that early Sunday.
Right.
Here's a couple things I didn't do. I really wanted to push the limits of that crowd work stuff on Sunday. Go up on all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe throw out some jokes, kind of whoop it up.
Now Sunday, it appeared to me to be the wind down day. Everything would be pretty epic on Saturday, isn't Sunday?
it's
It was like basically a tenable situation. I still don't know if I'm using that right,
Yeah.
but there were a ton of people, but it was less hectic than Saturday, which was definitely peak day. But there were huge panels going on, including Andy Q&A, which was a much sought after panel.
Of course. I heard they had some technical issues, but it was fun because he had like 90 people on stage and he was just like throwing to them, just like.
Those were the live Watch What Happens, which was an extra add-on. They had 2 on Saturday and 2 on maybe 2 every night. And I didn't attend any of those. We did hang around the bars near there with the ladies from Above Deck, or we went to one, and we got espresso martinis.
So anyway, so you got kicked out.
But no. So then Sunday, the first day, I didn't walk in with my shirt on,
Yeah.
or I had a shirt over it, and then I took it off once I get in there. It started being weird. The second day, I'm like, I want all my equipment there because I had a big camera, I had a couple GoPros, I have a time lapse of all day Sunday, which looks really dope. I had my laptop in there. I was gonna live stream a whole thing. Like I was really, like I said, push the limits.
You wanted to get caught.
Yeah, well, eventually. And then I also wanted to set up a merch table. But then I didn't get to do that. And then there was one other thing I wanted to do, but I didn't get to do, which I'll think of later. So I bring my entire bag in, probably $6,000 worth of equipment in there. I hide it in this perfect spot, and that's where I set up my time lapse. I was just going back there, switching out equipment for maybe 2 hours, and then I get
In the convention.
yeah.
Wow, we got a real Like, who's that Oswald guy who got to set up a gun with the president? Like,
I don't want to hurt anybody. I want to make a funny vlog with a narrative.
I understood. I'm concerned at the lax security.
We've been over that, and I think they're going to improve it next season, and I'll probably be on some sort of list, which is fine. It'll only up the difficulty.
What was that? What was it called? The depository? Where was he?
Yeah, that was it.
It's like a weird term
It was like
for
the
a place.
third floor. Yeah.
George Bush Sr. doesn't remember where he was that day.
So,
Alan Dulles, you a little pissed off that the Bay of Pigs didn't go your way, buddy?
I'm really mixing it up with this nice group of people, spilling some tea, I heard,
Yeah.
and telling them I don't even work there as I'm wearing the security guard thing.
Right.
And that's when the guy comes up. We should just maybe put in that
Yeah.
clip.
Put this clip in.
And we've all seen it. The tea I heard.
Who are you with?
CSC.
CSE?
Mm-hmm.
What company is that?
It's the third-party security company.
CSE. Why are you wearing a BravoCon shirt?
Huh?
Why are you wearing this shirt?
Because I quit. I just wanted to be in the mix.
Can you turn that off?
Yeah.
I gotta take your name down. Can I see some ID?
I don't have any.
I mean, it's not.
What?
I don't trust that you're like.
I'm going to.
Hey, can I have some security help? Security help? Yeah. Security? Can I have some security help? Excuse me. Can I have some security help for him? For him.
Very nice guy. Very polite. He could have been a bigger dick, I think.
He started to be when he saw I wasn't not being a dick. I guess he was just trying to keep me there. But I feel like initially he had a smirk on his face. I've watched that video.
He did.
Yeah, I watched that video. He goes, why do you have and he had an accent. He's like, why do you have that shirt?
He found you amusing, but he was concerned about the earpiece.
Yeah.
You know, that's normally people running along the limo where a president's in. They wear those.
Yeah.
But you're at BravoCon.
Somebody trying to relay something back.
Yeah.
This is possibly a trigger man.
Yeah.
But the thing was, you could just pull it out of my pocket. That's not plugged into anything.
Right,
it's just
right,
in my
right.
ear.
Right.
That was great.
You were playing it cool for a sec, and then you got a little tongue tied.
Oh yeah. I go.
He goes, "What company are you with?" And you said CSC, which I had no idea what that was. But in fact, it's the third-party security company that worked the University of Minnesota football stadium. So naturally, he said, "What?"
I think it's actually a national thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He said, "What?" And he said, "What are you doing here?" And you said, "I'm just trying to mix it up."
Get in the mix.
And at that point, he said, "Okay."
Yeah. I like how he followed you out and kept pointing at you as you were walking away. This guy, keep eyes on this guy.
But that I want to pat myself on the back because I could have ran out of there, but then I would have been chased down because they would have known who he was walking out. I had the staff shirt on and I was walking out calm, and he was pointing. He's like, security, but they're like, who? There's a got staff. We got who over there. And then once I got out of the doors of the Javits Center, then I sprinted.
Yeah.
But I had $6,000 worth of equipment in that
Oh,
place.
In there.
That's right.
Dylan and I have been there, by the way. Yeah.
The Javits Center?
No, being at a convention center where we needed to grab equipment.
Yeah.
And we also didn't want to pay somebody. You, in your case, you feared being arrested. In Dylan and I's case, we feared, I don't know, leaving a bunch of...
Possibly getting beat up by some grifters, actually.
The grifters were the unions.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
So, you going to tell the harrowing tale where you saved your $6,000 of equipment?
Yeah. So at this point, I'm out. I'm sprinting. I go back to my hotel, take a shit, obviously, eat, get a slice, 7-3 place, delicious. Basically all I ate because I was on the go. I walked 31 miles.
You look like you lost weight this weekend.
I think it was the 31 miles I walked.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of the stress from being chased. But so then I asked the security guard, I go, where can I get an or not the security guard at my hotel. I was like, where can I get an electric razor? And he's Times Square Target. So it was brand new. It was really nice in there. I go there.
It won't be soon.
Oh no, it won't.
No, it won't be soon.
And that was actually my first time in Times Square at that point. And
yeah.
I got what everybody said, how it was like a hellhole.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my thing, went back to the hotel, completely shaved my beard, changed in my polo. Oh, I bought some glasses from a nice man off the street, haggled with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he
A new identity is created.
he held firm at $10. But yes, a new identity is created. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
haggle with him at all. Well, I attempted to. It
right,
failed.
right.
But the odd thing is, it's like a movie, dude. You weren't trying to escape somewhere. You were trying to get back in somewhere.
Inside man.
Behind enemy lines.
I was trying to get in and stay in.
Yeah. Totally. The guy.
APS presents Inside Man.
The guy that the guy that caught you is like the dude in the Adidas tracksuit who tries to kill Owen Wilson in Inside Man. Go ahead.
Oh, and by the way,
Except this guy didn't work another day there with Nick coming in. That was probably his last day of work and the contract, and so he wouldn't recognize you. You would be fine coming back in there.
it's true. So I shave. Well,
Stepped
that
on a
guy
landmine,
worked
that
for
guy.
Bravo, I think. The guy who kicked me out.
Yeah?
I think he was a Bravo guy.
Oh.
That's why he had an earpiece.
Oh.
The people I had didn't have earpieces. That's why he was like confused. I had like conflicting security.
Who were the other people there? So like, so what happens? How do you get kicked out?
What do you mean?
Like you're walking around and then all of a sudden you're.
How'd
just,
you get pegged?
So I think it was when I was in.
You know, FaceTiming Dylan on the stage.
No, it was actually when I was in one of the meet and greets, and it was like, who is this? And it was someone like I hadn't even heard of. It wasn't a housewife. It was really, I was like, oh, I don't want to be in here. But I'm talking with one of the girls next to me, and she was like, do you know? She asked me some question. All the workers. And at this point, I was in character. I was like, you know what? They just didn't train us well enough. Like I want to be a good worker, but it's just they left me with nothing. And she was like, I know. It's like I want to help people, but I don't know any of the questions. And,
Right.
And then we bonded over that. But then I was like, and I'm on camera with all this. I'm like, you know what? You seem trustworthy. I'll show you later. I got to put the whole vlog together. But I was like, you seem trustworthy. I don't even work here. And she looked concerned.
Oh,
That's
no.
Nick. You gave yourself up, dude.
I know, just too early in Sunday. But like I said, the goal was achieved. I wanted.
So you tell her that she flags them. You think?
Yeah, because it was 22 minutes later.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I know.
You couldn't believe it. You told a coworker that you could be a dangerous
She was like my
person.
15th coworker, I told.
Oh, so you told a lot of people.
People got a hoot out of it. I have it on camera a lot.
The canary always sings in the coal mine, doesn't it?
Not to 15 people.
So I shave. I go back in there. I go and get my backpack. And then I actually went back in the first time with a sweatshirt on instead. And I went and got my backpack and just returned to my hotel. My hotel, luckily, 9-minute walk. I could get back and forth super, super quick.
Right.
Which was huge. And then I take my backpack back. I get what I need, my lavs, my GoPros. Head back in full uniform. And I got a lot of man on the street. And
Did you sell any of those shirts we've been trying to get rid of?
no, I couldn't even give them away.
Wow. Damn it, man.
I did, wrap up the weekend trying to offload some in the center of Times Square, starting with the Corey Feldman official merchandise. And I do want to tell people, I know we haven't brought the Corey Feldman project. I don't know why this is hitting so bad.
Yeah.
That's okay. The fans have been waiting. The opus that is your Corey Feldman.
I have a new opus,
Experience.
which is now called, but I was going to say, this is going to happen. I'm going to finish this one. And after this is finished, I want to find one more Corey event to then wrap up that story.
He just
as well.
announced a slate of concerts.
I saw that. One's in Anaheim.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Do you want us to call 911?
No, I think I'm going to be okay.
Okay.
Thank you, though. It's good to ask because I'm too proud.
Yeah. And it's just the noises.
Yeah, fair enough. Where was it? Oh, so what do you think of this for the title when I finally finish the vlog? The BravoCon. My mission to infiltrate the world's largest reality TV conference.
Love that.
I like it.
Love that.
The BravoCon.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
There's talk that they're not even going to do it next year until they figure things out.
Really?
Yeah. You remember the last one? Well, we did have a little thing called a pandemic, but the last one was in 2019, and it was in a smaller venue. And I think it only held like 3,000 people there. I think I don't think they had this fully figured out.
Yeah, most of it was good, except like the bartenders and bathrooms. I agree with. There's nothing you can do about the amount of lines when everybody wants to see the same people. They're only there for so long. There's only so many hours in the day.
I think less VIP tickets, more general admission tickets where they have bigger rooms. Where
Theater. They should be in some
theaters
theater
where a
setting.
couple thousand people can.
I got an idea, Andy. I know that you just love being in New York.
By the
but
way,
why
that
don't-
event made like $20 million. Just so you know.
Hey, Andy, get out of New York. It's all stacked on top of one another. You got to go to Irvine or something like that. You need to get a bigger convention center.
Florida.
Go to Jersey. They got lots of land up there, I think. I'm not sure. So be on the lookout for the BravoCon. My job to infiltrate Bravo's convention.
My mission to infiltrate the world's largest reality TV conference.
It'll be available on the Another Podcast Show YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe. And mix it up with us. Ask Nick any questions you want. Jump in the Facebook group, and there will be more to come from this tale.
Thanks for doing that, Nick.
Yeah, it was
think,
really awesome.
That was pretty cool. I don't think you tarnished our reputation as podcasters in any way.
Me neither. Thanks.
So, do you want to talk about Hot D?
Is the season over? How many episodes of House
Season
of
finale is this Sunday.
It is, okay. So I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. I watched it, the first episode when it came out in 2012. Loved it, grabbed my attention. I think that first season was only 8 episodes. Am I wrong with that? Mm-hmm. You and I had a debate, one of the episodes, where you were talking about how it's much slower than we remember it. Was that you saying that?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was fast-paced.
Yeah.
I thought every episode was amazing. And I think your point was, hey, everybody lower your expectations. They're launching some new characters. It's going to take a minute.
I had certain vitriol for a specific sentiment, which was echoed by
no incest, no killing.
No. It was that people wanted to stop watching because they had changed the cast. Greg Fitzsimmons and Joe Rogan had a thrilling conversation about how stupid that was. And it was just like, I can't do it with that. But
Can
go
I
ahead.
tell you what an idiot Craig Fitzsimmons is? I used to love that guy. That guy is such a fucking blowhard idiot.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, don't talk about Fitzdog like that, bro.
I love his stand-up.
Great stand-up. So anyways.
Okay.
What's your contention
All right, so
with Hot D?
I'd only gotten to episode 3, and I was very impressed by the first 3 episodes. I really enjoyed it. I love Matt Smith's character as the younger brother. I think his name's Damon, but they spell it in a funky way. And I especially love
Patty
Is it
Considine.
DAEMON? Because that's an amalgamation of
D-A.
There's a lot of E's in there,
M-O-N.
like
D-A-E-M-O-N.
yeah, something like that.
DAEMON,
And then
which
there's-
is an anagram of demon.
Yeah.
And I especially loved.
Well, no, it's not because there's no A in demon.
I said Damon.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yes, there is. Is there not? Is it not DEAMON?
No, I think it's just D-E-M-O-N.
Oh.
But go ahead.
All right, so I love the setup. By the way, I'm giving some spoilers away. By the way, tough shit. They're almost ending this season. Who gives a fuck? Turn it off if you don't want to hear me talk about this. The setup is, it's always what you'd think you'd want for a king or a god of a world, which is some
Benevolence.
guy. Malevolence. He's just kind of like
benevolence.
he doesn't. Yeah, that's where.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to cause any problems.
Right.
He just wants everybody to get along.
Right.
And every time you come to him, it's like, hey, we should go to war with these people. I don't want to cause any problems.
Right.
I fucking love that character.
Patty Considine, if he does not get an Emmy for this role, and wait, he is probably the best character of the first season. What he does in episodes 7 and 8 when he's sick and on his way out, it's just incredible acting. People go, oh, he's so pathetic. He is pathetic. He's too human to be a good king.
Okay. So
But he is
the
a
way he
good king.
becomes king is some dying king, all his kids crapped out.
Well, it's Jaehaerys, one of the great rulers of the Targaryen
Are
dynasty.
these in books that you've read, or you just know the lore? I don't understand the history.
I
of
haven't
how
read a ton of Game of Thrones.
okay,
I've read
anyway.
a couple of the books.
This king, as he's dying, points to this guy and says he's going to be the king, and he's fucking surprised.
Right.
And lo and behold, the guy ends up, I don't know how long his timeline is, but I think when we pick up on House of the Dragon,
Hot D.
he's like into it like 15 years if I'm doing the
Yeah,
math
he's
right.
got like a decade or two.
I'm not happy what he did to his wife when he heard that save the kid. Or that was an ugly scene.
So crushing.
Anyway, but I'm loving the setup because he's got
He felt remorse about it though, and there are so many kings in the lore
that don't feel remorse
of Got T that would just be like, yeah, do it, and then walk out of the room. Wouldn't care.
But
not Patty.
Again, I'm a repeating piece of shit. Love the setup of the king. I also love the setup that he has a younger brother that's kind of a loose cannon. All right, so I'm all in. 3 episodes in. My wife doesn't like the show, so I can only watch it when she passes out. And I'm old now, so I go to bed at 10:30.
Does it concern you that Cherie doesn't like the show?
No, we have
Because how
enough
could
stuff.
you not, right?
She loved Game of Thrones. She loved it. And then she
It's
just...
the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay. So episode 3. All right. One of my favorite characters is also Princess Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
I love her.
Negroni.
And yes, I was bummed when they said at...
Spagliato?
no, not that one. Not the one, that one. The one played by Millie Alcock.
You like Millie? Yeah.
Okay. So the other night,
Negroni.
I'm on HBO.
Yeah.
And I'm playing episode 4. Wife's asleep. And this is the episode where Matt Smith's character, who's her uncle, takes her out for a night of joy.
Yeah.
He's going to sneak her out of the castle through these tunnels, and they're going to have a fun night hearing about what the filthy, yucky normies think about, the kingdom and power. And then also he's going to pull her into a whorehouse.
Yeah.
I was doing the math in my head that the actress was 14 at the most.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess I'm giving away a lot of stuff here.
He wanted her Heim.
He wanted her hymen. So he pulls her pants down. And I'm watching this whole scene. And Dame Dilly, I know you're going to attack me here and go, what are you talking about? This is a fucking show. I'm uncomfortable because I'm watching this.
She's
Because
actually a young actress.
Hold on.
No.
14, maybe 12. That's who she's playing. And she looks young. And maybe we can show a picture of her as the character. Pulls her pants down. Grabs her boobs. Start making out. Then I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm like, this seems like we're pushing the boundaries here of because we don't like people raping children, right? We also, because Matt Smith is an old guy. He played Doctor Who. This is even actor. I'm like, where are her parents on the set? And I freaked the fuck out. And of course I have to go to Wikipedia and see how old this actress is that looks 12. She's 22.
Yeah. So it's fine, chill out, but also it's a beautiful scene because she is...
That's interesting because I actually even think it's kind of weird to depict. I guess you could make an argument. We watch murder and stuff all the time. I think it's fucking weird.
I was gonna bring that up too because we all don't like murder, but wow, are we so hungry as human beings? This is my whole point. Things that we want people to go to jail for, in some way, we are titillated by.
Right.
She's supposed to be playing a 14-year-old. I know
Right.
she's 22, but in the show, she's supposed to be 22, and we're supposed to be like. It's just like Euphoria that I'm pretty sure my wife fingers herself to when I am out of the room.
Yeah.
That's high schoolers fucking each other and doing drugs.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm going to channel my, one of my heroes, Milo Yiannopoulos, I'm kidding. Certain 14-year-olds are more mature than other 14-year-olds.
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? What a fucking weirdo. No, but within the story, the Targaryens are kooks, right? They fuck each other all the time. And also, it's feudal Europe. You died when you were 35, right? So
you gotta start fucking.
14's the new 17 3/4, right?
That's right.
So also there is this power dynamic between the two of them, and they are dragon riders, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are alone in a sea of filthy, yucky normies when they're in the Red Keep and when they're, down in Flea Bottom. You know what I mean? So there is...
Never vacation in Flea Bottom.
There is this power that she senses in him, and he can smell it in her too. He knows that she is the Black Queen. He knows that she is a fellow dragon rider. So there is this love between them. And there's a fun thing where he thinks he's just going to chuck her over and start ramming away. But no, she is the Black Queen. She is Rhaenyra Targaryen. She turns around and she wants to be intimate back with him. Now, this freaks him out, right?
Intimacy is a problem.
He wants to be in control of the situation, but she, even as a young woman, has enough courage
Well, she's
to
14. Yeah.
take over the situation and be like, hey, let's do this tango together, right?
In a prostitution house.
In a whorehouse. Now, sadly, she is driven into the arms of Kristen Cole, one of the most sadistic characters.
Is that right?
Yes. He's a horrible human being.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, sorry, Nick. I know this is a little out of your realm, but
I don't like Hot D as much as you two.
Is the witch?
I love it.
Is the witch that
Pat
fucks
likes when
everything
his
up?
wife goes to bed. That's what he takes
Yes,
in his
I
Hot
do.
D.
Well, my whole point is
Is
I was
the
bringing
witch? What are you asking?
The witch that fucks everything up in Game of Thrones, is that the younger version of her that showed up in episode 4, the redheaded woman?
Melisandre?
Is that the name? She ends
No,
up, no. Okay.
She's a fire priestess, and she didn't fuck up everything. She lit the barricade on fire so that the White Walkers could be stopped for 3 minutes. David Benioff, other one, little guy, you guys fucking suck. You stink. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but I do think it's an example of where are we with this? Do we are we okay with kids having sex, or we think this is disgusting? I think it's a topic we should have.
Well, it's interesting because I think that the show has faith in its audience and that it is adult, right? There is a lot of subtext. Things are not explicitly said a lot of the times. There's a great line in the most recent episode where Aemon asks his mother if she loves him, and she says, "You imbecile." And it's this kind of, that line, it's 2 words, but it means, of course, I love you more than anything in the world. How could you ever ask me that? So the show does ask us to be a little bit understanding of the world, the time, what it's attempting to do. It's a lovely show.
Or it's just a microcosm of the cesspool of perversion that is Hollywood at the moment.
That's what I was
Jump
going.
in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Let us know what you thought of BravoCon, of Firefest, of Behind Enemy Lines, Inside Man, any Spike Lee joint, really. What you're thinking of Hot D. Join us on YouTube for the BravoCon subtitle. That's it for us. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick say goodbye.
Bon voyage.
Pat say goodbye.
Later, dudes.